Yes, that's like 1.5 hours from now. Correct?
Yeah,
Pureen,
yeah.
Kaya. Hi Pureen, hi Kaya. So today's is a combined contest. So we're going to have from 14.1 and 14.2. Hi Amina. Great. So while everyone's coming in, let's start with a few questions that I'm putting in your chat box, in the chat box, so we can get some answers here. So the first question I want you all to tell me is, what is the one thing that you did this week that's pushing you closer to the prototype? Some of you sent me hand-drawn amazing prototypes. Some sent me printouts. Some sent me the websites or the apps. So what is that one thing that you did that you felt that you got closer to your prototype? It can be anything. Yay, Yusuf. That's good. That's great. You can talk about customer samples, drawing, that you wrote something. I know Abdul shared a brilliant prototype as well. Absolutely great. Sarah's talking about creating the logo. Exciting. Oh, we do have some more people who just joined us. Hi, Zahara. Zahara, everybody. Hello. So everybody's sharing about the one thing that you did this week that's pushing you closer to your prototype. Looking at into other companies, right? Your competitors, competitor studies. That's brilliant. Let's give it a few more minutes and then we'll get started. So all of you all who just wrote about your prototype that's pushing you closer to it, right? What is the most exciting thing that you're feeling about the prototyping phase? Now that you're already over the halfway mark, you're like 50 days done.
Like, like talking about the website, like talking about what we want for it, if you know what I mean. Like our vision for it. Our vision for it.
No, so the first question, I mean, I'm just getting to know what everybody's thinking about their prototypes and, you know, what you felt most excited about your prototyping or anything that you want to tell me about prototyping that you're doing now.
I just got off a call with one of the specialists of SEO. So I think research and understanding of the topic is more important in developing it. That's for me.
That's great. Definitely research, getting more understanding of the topic, and doing competitor analysis is great. So why don't you write these things down, because I can put them in your database and then we can go over it again.
You mean the chat?
Yes, please go ahead and write them in the chat. Hi Rania. Okay, and what are you worried about prototyping still? I mean, what feels difficult and what are you confused about? If you want to go and write that out as well, please do that. We have Benjamin who's joined us. Welcome, Benjamin. And Isalisha. Yay, great. So everybody who's joined in late, we are talking about how I'm going to convince people of an idea. We are talking about the one thing that you did this week, pushing you closer towards your prototyping. Okay, so you can just put in anything that you want to share with us, because the first few prototypes that you create, I mean, trust me, some of them you will feel that it may end up in trash. But that's absolutely fine, right? I mean, you are not going to have your final version unless you speak with others, get research, and test it out a lot of times. And that is why we are here as a safe space. You get like real customer feedback. Many of you have already registered for stakeholder meetings with, the earlier batches. And I love the way you talk and give feedback, right? So all these feedbacks that come in, the customer feedback, all these improvements that are there helps you work on your prototyping phase, right? So we are already 6 minutes in, so let's get started. If somebody comes in later, we'll give them the information as well. Did someone just join? Ashfa. Hi, Ashfa. Welcome.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, thank you. Hope you're doing fine too. So we are all sharing about our prototyping week, prototyping phase that's going on, right? And all of you are in week 8. That's like 50 days already in the academy. Very exciting part is now some of you already have business names in your mind, right? So let's do one small task before I send you off to do the main part of the contest. I'm going to give you instructions. All of you have come with your paper and pen, right? I'm going to give you a few instructions. I want you to go ahead and put them down. For the first thing that we are working on is business name creation. I know some of you already have ideas, so keep that also. So what I want you to do first, the first question I want you to do is, let me type this out for as well. Write all the words related to the purpose of your company. Write all the words related to the purpose of your company. You're writing it on the paper. You're not writing it here. Everybody's writing it down on your paper, in front of you. You're keeping this information with you. I'm going to time this activity. Write all the words that come into your mind when you picture the problem that you're solving. So like you're writing down all words related to your company that come into your mind when you're picturing the problem that you're solving. All words to describe the way people will feel about your company.
I missed it. What was the last question you asked?
So I put it out in the chat box as well. So I want you to write down all the words to describe the way people will feel about your company. And how does the world look because of your company? Just like keep writing all the words that's coming into your mind right now about your company. So while you're doing this, I'm going to set you up in a breakout room. So just go ahead and write all words that's coming into your mind now. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to send you off with a partner in a breakout room. I want you to use these words, talk about these words, and share these words with each other. Play around with the words, and both of you will come out with unique logos for your company names when you'll come out of it, and how the world is going to perceive it, right? So get your feedback, discuss the words, the logos, the names, the business names that you've thought about so far in the breakout rooms, right? So what are you doing? You're sharing the big list of words that you've just created, playing around with it to create a clever name and what it means and how the audience is going to perceive it. Sounds good, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm opening up the rooms now. So you should be in a room. This room is going to be open for 3 minutes, and then I'm going to shuffle you in another room. Okay? Hi, Shama. Shama, you have to join the breakout room. Hello, Batabil. Batabil, can you hear me? Yes, I haven't sent you to a room yet. I'm putting you in a room, but you don't know the instructions because you just came in. So I thought I'll just tell you what we're doing. You need to write down words related to the company or the organization that you're founding, right? So all the words that come into your mind. Are you able to hear me? Can you just give me a thumbs up or an emoji?
Yes, I can see you. And I can
Oh,
hear
okay, great. Okay, so do you know the instructions that I gave for the questions?
you. No.
Okay, so for the first round, you can just, okay, we have Batabil and Marina. I'm going to put you in a room soon. So this is the questions that you all are working on now, right? Both of you silently can be here while I send you to a room. You're writing down all the words related to the purpose of your company.
Okay.
And 1 second, how do I assign another room? And okay, so just write this down. For the next round, I'm going to send you again. So both of you can quietly sit down here and put all these questions on your paper for now. We're talking about your company, all the words that come into the mind and words that people are going to relate with, and how does the world look because of your company.
Shoma?
I'm done.
Yes. You're done already? Okay, we'll just give it 1 more minute.
Shoma?
Yes, yes, Marina.
Hi,
Hi.
it's me. I'm late because I was working and I just came home right now. So I couldn't participate. Maybe if you could tell me what we were doing and tell me what we're supposed to do now.
Sure. So I will be you and Batavi off to a room in a couple of minutes. For now, both of you are writing down all the words that come into your mind with regards to the purpose of your company, the words that come into your mind when you picture the problem. I know both of you already have thought of some business names, right? So what are all the ideas that's coming into your mind? You're going to bounce this off with each other to see how people, perceive it and what is the whole thing behind it. So just put all these points down, whatever the logo, the business name you already have or something that you're thinking about. Just put all this down. I'm going to put you in a room in a couple of minutes, and then you're going to discuss about it. Okay? Thank you for making it.
And am I supposed to write it down on paper or should I just write it down like in the chat?
Just put it on
I
a
think
paper
you're
or
supposed to
something you
send
want
it
to
to
do.
me.
Yes, Batabil?
Isn't she supposed to write in the chat? Or must
No.
write it on a piece of paper?
No, just write it on a piece of paper and keep it with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to close these rooms, and very soon you're going to be in a new room. Rooms. Okay, so did y'all get time to talk about your business ideas?
Yes.
Okay, the names, y'all got a chance to bounce them off with each other, right? Do y'all want like a couple of minutes extra for the next round?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me see. I hope these are created randomly. 7. I think I kind of made a mistake. So, Amina, who were you in the first round with?
I think it was. Oh, she's not here.
Who were you with?
I don't remember the name, but she's not in the list. She's not here now.
Okay. That's interesting. Who dropped off? Uh, Ashwa dropped off? No,
Uh,
Ashwa is here. Abdul was your partner, Ashwa? I'll come to
yeah,
you. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Rania, who was your partner?
It was Sarah.
Right. Rania was Sarah. So let's move you up to 2. And move you to room 4. And so who left us? There's one person who moved out. I'm going to check on this. I see one student has not joined back, and I wonder why. Okay, so we are doing the same thing again, and there's going to be one room with 3 participants. Go ahead and discuss the same business idea name that you all discussed. Speak about it, bounce it around, get some feedback, and see you back in 4 minutes from now. Batabil and Isalisha, you need to join a group. Batabil, Isalisha, can you hear me? Isalisha, do you need help?
Yes.
You are supposed to be in group room 8. Are you able to see that? Okay, so welcome back. So now that you have spoken about your business name and spoken with your partners, got some feedback there, we are moving ahead to see about the mission statement and how it works and the tagline, right? Very important part of your organization or the company that you're founding. So, what is a mission statement? In a mission statement, what we put down are things that you want to accomplish as a company and the big vision that you want to achieve, right? You want to show how it works. So you describe how they use it, what are the features. So when you say how it works, it's usually longer than the mission statement. It can have like a visual representation or a flow chart, or it's something that gives a more specific idea of the whole mission statement. And a tagline is something that's like short and clever, something very catchy, and something that you can like really relate with, right? The purpose is to intrigue and not to give full explanation. That's what you want to leave when you talk about a tagline. You know some great companies and their taglines, right? For example, Nike has like just do it, right? I mean, there are things that you want to relate with the company. You put the audience in the right headspace with what you're talking about when you're talking about the tagline. So what is a mission statement and what are the things that you would be putting into it? I want you to write down these things, right? Verbs. What does your company do? And what do your customers do? This is very important in terms of verbs, like what are they doing? What are you doing? Is something that you're putting down in your mission statement. Who is the target population? Who are you providing your whole business for? What is the kind of people? And how will the world improve because of your idea? So these are things that you have to consider when you write down your mission statement. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes while I put you in your groups where you are going to be discussing about the mission statements for your company. Okay? Stop sharing
Okay.
this. Hi, Novisi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Good to see you. So what
Fine.
everybody you are doing now is you're writing down your mission statement for your company, right? Write down the mission statement for your company. When I talk about a verb, Abdul, I'm talking about what you are going to be doing in your company and what do you enable people to do? Like, what is it? What is the verb? And in terms of that, right? What is happening because of it? Are you helping people take care of somebody? Are you helping people to do something? What is the verb that you're helping? What is the verb that you're making people do? Are you solving something? Are you making things easier? Things like that.
Hey, Shoma, could you please show us the slide again?
Sure. Okay. Share screen. You want this one? I'll keep this on for 1 minute and then I'll open the other one.
No, I meant the other one, but it's okay.
I'll show this as well as the other one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Abdul. So let me put the other slide. Okay, so I'm going to give you all 1 more minute and then I will send you in your breakout room. Your task is going to be to read aloud your mission statement, and the other person has to give feedback. So it has to be a two-way process. Both of you are going to do the same thing. I read out my mission statement, you give me feedback, you read out your mission statement, and I give you feedback. Okay? So 1 more minute and I send you out in your rooms. So I'm opening the rooms now. You're going to be sharing your mission statement in the room and ask your partners to give feedback. All the best.
Thank you.
Julia, Isalisha, you all are joining a room now. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So now that you have got started with your mission statement and you know the kind of feedback that's coming in, you have a safe space to talk about it. Let's try something on a little different term, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to be setting you all off on a mission now for the next 7 minutes. And tell me if you can see my screen. Let me share this. What did I do? Sorry. So this is going to be your team mission now. I am going to be putting y'all into 3 teams, okay? And I will be sharing a company. When I will come into your breakout room and I will share your company with you. What I want you to do as a team is to come up with a mission statement and a tagline for the company. Like it's a pretend company. So you need to create your own mission statement and tagline for this company. Think about things like what do you think this is all about, and what you wish and wonder, and what is coming into your mind when you read about this company that I'm sharing with you. So that is your pretend company. You're the owner. So you're making a mission statement and a tagline for the company in the next 7 minutes. Does that sound good? Can I get some emojis?
Yes.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
great.
So I'm going to come into your rooms and I'm going to share your company with you. But for now, this is what we are doing. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. I know you all got a little short time to write the mission and the tagline for the pretend company, but I'm sure you all have done a great job on that. So before we go to sharing what you all have written, I want to just tell you all a few things before we start the feedback activity. So what is feedback all about and why do we do it, right? Especially for you at this stage, feedback is very important because you are looking at how you are working on your prototype, right? So why is it important to give feedback and how to give it? Feedback is not an insult. If someone notices details of what you're doing and is able to give some constructive feedback that you can actually improve with it, that is something that makes sense. And you don't hurt someone, right? In fact, you'll hurt them by not saying something that makes sense. Explain things, ask for questions, and of course, receiving feedback at times can sting, right? I mean, we are not very open to receiving feedback very often. But once it sits in, the person notices it and you realize what the person is talking about, you are able to make decisions. You see, if we just keep living in just our heads, we'll be stuck thinking in the same thoughts, right? Coming up with the same thing. But once we get feedback from the others, we learn, we see what the other person perceives it as, that's when you're working and developing your prototype, right? So a few pointers for you, what is good feedback and bad feedback, right? For good feedback, when the purpose and outcome is addressed and specific details to what you liked and what you didn't like, right? Maybe the format you didn't like, you didn't understand the tagline, you couldn't relate to the customer. What is bad feedback? Feedback like things like it's good, vague compliments, and things that don't really make sense with regards to what you're sharing at that point of time. That is what we would count in as your bad feedback. So, certain myths and truths, I'll go quickly over it. We say feedback is an insult. Honestly, it's not. It's a compliment. Someone who notices details about you and your project and puts effort into explaining it, that is what is happening. And we say it's going to hurt someone if I give you feedback. Honestly, it will hurt more if you do not tell them that their project has issues or doesn't make sense. You're helping the other person improve and work on, right? That is what you're looking at. So this is something you need to consider. And good feedback is something that I just said may sting at first, but once it sinks in, you're going to understand why it's being done. So keeping this in mind, we are going to open the platform now for, let's start with group one. Group one, I'm going to share, okay, group one, do you want to, anyone from group one wants to unmute themselves and tell us about the mission and the tagline of your company? Group one. If you all want to just put it down in the chat
By
box, if
the
you have typed
way,
it, you can do that as well.
who was in group one?
So group one, sorry, the team that got neighbor, the team that has got neighbor, any team with the company neighbor? Yusuf, from your team.
Yes,
Yeah,
I got name.
that was my group. But does anyone else want to go?
We didn't have enough time to
I can
about.
go up. I can
Okay.
go up for it.
Okay.
So basically, we came up with a mission statement that is for consumer and e-commerce based. That means that we'll be targeting e-commerce marketers with product ideas that is related to their product, such as we'll give them analytics information on social media through Instagram and targeting and through Facebook ads. This could help them pitch their ideas in an audience which they might buy in a safe and return investment that they make, and help us earn the money and get them a clear browsing experience from it with zero customer returning their products back and being pitched to the right audience. That's
Great.
the
I love the idea that you're sharing with us, Abdul. Wonderful. But I hope you'll have worked on this company that was shared with you.
you gave us returnly.
Oh, you were returnly?
Yeah, you gave us returnly.
Oh, I asked for neighbor first.
Uh,
Who
Yeah,
was
neighbor was in my group.
Oh, okay, Rania. Okay, so this was Abdul's company. Great. So everybody, all heard the mission statement, right?
yeah.
This was the
So
company that Abdul is talking about. Abdul, if you have it written down, do you want to share it in the chat box?
I can say it. I cannot type it though.
Okay, go ahead and say it again. And the others,
So
please note what feedback you would want to give.
okay. So basically, Returnly would give you a great customer consumer feedback based on the target audience you would like to target. So how would we target those audience? We are going to target those audience through social media platforms, through websites, or through email listing. By using analytical data we have, we're going to target by subgroups such as teenagers, uh, grown-ups, adults above 30 or 40. Through those analytic data, we're going to target each of the consumer audience from them, which could give them a great experience of targeting their products without getting their refunds back. Basically, helping the end consumer getting their products delivered to the right customer. So that's what we want to pitch, and that's what we want to our mission statement to look like. So we are going to target e-commerce stores who want to pitch their ideas, who want to generate sales as much as they can to them, and to other people who want to advertise on their company, new established companies on social media, or raise awareness. We can show them the upcoming new sites that drives in traffic, and also give them and negotiate on their part to putting ads which can drive traffic to them and generate sales. That's the overall return lease process. And Returnly would give you a great browsing experience with great customer feedback and a one-on-one call with our specialist who will be leading you towards this entire process and how it should be done.
Great. Thank you, Abdul, for sharing that. Would the teams from Neighbor and Dashline love to give their feedback for the mission statement for it only? It's a safe space. You can go ahead and give all the feedback that you want to give for this team. We are learning. It's a learning process.
I think the mission statement was a bit like long, and there was like a lot of ideas in it. I don't think it was like very clear.
Right. I mean, I love the way Abdul's team had great pitching ideas on that. Everything was like very well drafted. But again, yes, it was kind of a little long. I agree to that. So Abdul and your team, maybe you can take note of that. When you're writing mission statements, we want them to be crisp, conveying the message, right? So that is a good point. Thank you, Rania, for sharing that. Anyone else wants to give feedback? But definitely very well explained and a lot of information in that. But yes, anyone else giving feedback for the mission statement here? Okay, let's go to team neighbor. The team neighbor, anyone from team neighbor? This was the company that you got, team neighbor, Rania.
With a tagline which is storage for everyone by everyone, because anyone can really provide the storage for you in your neighborhood.
Nice. And did you think of a mission statement?
We didn't really have enough time to.
Okay, that's okay. You got a good tagline. Anyone wants to give feedback for the tagline?
Me, I will do it.
Yes.
So our tagline for this company is storage for all by all, which simply translates that the storage is for everyone by everyone who needs storage, and it is for the community.
Right. By the way, you're from team neighbor, right? I want feedback from any other team, like the team Returnly or Dashline. Would you love to share some feedback for team neighbor's tagline?
I would like to ask that how would they get the right, how would they find the storage department to store the products of any type of thing?
Right. So I think team Ava, you can use Abdul's input while you're writing your mission statement. I know you all didn't get to your mission statement, but definitely take the input on how would you reach your customers and how you're connecting to them. That's a good point, Abdul, the verb that we want to use in our mission statement. Great job, team. So let's go to the last team now. I know we're running a little short of time. So let's go to team dash line. Sorry, dash lane. Team dash lane. Someone from team dash lane, please. Let me see who is in team dash lane. Ashfa, Isalicia, Purim, Zahara. Your tagline or the mission statement for team dash lane, please. Okay. Isalisha, Purim, Zahara, would any of you like to speak about your mission statement or the tagline? I can't hear any of you speak. Purim, Zahara, would you like to speak? Isalisha? Are they able to hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna talk or?
Um,
Alright, you can do it.
Yes, please.
no, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, guys, you need to hurry up because we have a session starting soon. So, who wants to go?
Ma'am, actually, we haven't discussed about this so much. So, according to me, for that mission statement, I would like to give that giving everyone who uses the internet very simply, like secure way to access, their business and personal password anytime, anywhere. So.
Okay, great. So, any feedback for this? I mean, I know you all got a little less time for it. So, would anyone like to give them some feedback? Yes, Daniel.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and also it's very efficient since you have those shortcuts. Everything is like way easier and faster, and your experience with the internet and yeah, like in general is just way better because everything works easier and you enjoy it more. So like the outcome is that you like literally enjoy the process more, and you might also like use the app on its own, or like the like the app Dashline, I don't know, Dashline on its own like all the time because it is useful, and basically like shortcuts, they basically make everything easier. So
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, Abdul, I see you. Let's listen to you.
I want to ask that if, like for example, like you will be giving us shortcuts towards login information and everything, but like according to every device, would you be spying on our information and all? Because like this is an important issue before when we give you access for those shortcuts that you're going to do. So, like, will you be taking our personal info, or will you be doing something behind our backs? So.
Right. That's going to be a good question. I think that can be explained more if I'm thinking of in how it works. Like, when you have a mission statement, your tagline, but that's very good input. I mean, for everybody, that's a good question, right? When you're putting down your information on your website, how is that information being secure? What are you doing for that? So how it works, I'm quickly going to show you one. I know before I send you off your mission, let me just share this with you. So this is a company called Blue Land. Okay. I'm just sharing it with you because something what Abdul said works out here. So if you look at it, this is when I'm clicking on it and I see my mission statement out here, right? So this is what they put out here. And this is how they put things here. It's like you'll read it and it's working here. How it works, something what you can do is how it works. You're putting all your methods here, and this is where you put, if you are talking about, an online you want to say and putting information out there where like you have multiple devices and apps and browsers. What is it that you're doing to provide security and safety? That is something you can put out there. That's a good point. And all of you should include that when you're putting out things if you want customers to share their data there. So great. I mean, Abdul, Daniela, great points in terms of feedback for that. I'm sure, if you had a little more time, you could work on your mission statements, but that's good. I hope you'll have understood the concept of why we do mission statements and, work on that. So what I'm sending you off is on a mission now. All of you have already started working on your own prototype mission, right? You already wrote something down. The first few lines that you wrote about your mission statement. So I want you to share your mission statement in your own group. So 14.1s will share it in 14.1. 14.2 will share it in 14.2. Each of you will share your mission statement. It can be a drawing. I mean, you can if you've written it out or you have it on your website or app already created. I want you to send the prototype of your mission statement with logo, if you have, on WhatsApp now in the next couple of hours, right? I know some of you are attending the session in the next 20 minutes, so you can do that. But the next 24 hours is where I want you all giving feedback to each other. Just like Abdul, Daniela, Rania, you all shared feedback with each other. I want you all to share feedback on each other's mission statement. And whoever shares maximum feedback, I will be keeping a tally of it, right? Whoever shares maximum constructive feedback will be the winner for this contest. Everybody sounds good?
Yes, that sounds fair.
Great. So this is what I'm putting it out.
Please explain again.
Yes, I put it out in the chat box as well. You are going to share your own prototype of your mission statement or the logo on WhatsApp. Make sure you share it on your own cohort. For example, 14.1 will share it in 14.1. 14.2 will share it in 14.2. And whoever gives maximum constructive feedback, right? Just like how you'll ask intriguing questions to each other now. How will that work? How are you talking about security? Whatever maximum feedback, that person is going to win the contest, okay?
What do you mean exactly by logo? Like a name or?
I mean, I just put out things that you have written out there, which can be definitely, I mean, Abdul, you are a great student moderator out there. So maybe, let's see, we should think about prizes, yeah? I mean, the best prize is like being connected and, being so positively, how do I say that? Motivating each other, but definitely I'll think about that. But jokes apart, you're going the main focus is your mission statement. So if you have drawn out something with regards to, some of you have already created your app or the website, right? So if you have your logo and your mission statement out there, put it out. Anything that you've created with regards to your mission statement and logo, mission statement specifically, the mission and tagline, that is what we're giving out feedback for. So mission statement, taglines, put them in the group and everybody sharing feedback. Remember, this is going to be only for 24 hours. So after 24 hours, I'm going to be telling who has maximum feedback giving scores and I'll put it out. I'll keep a tally. Okay?
Can I ask one question?